I'm thinking about you, and I want you to take time for yourself, slow down, and find moments that belong only to you.
It's literally freezing
and
outside.
may your spirit savor them. Be blessed with all that makes you happy and healthy today.
Sit in my truck.
And every day.
I'm definitely getting to the end rather quickly. My phone keeps going in this death roll of a boot loop, so it's on its way out. So my goal is to not miss the end, right? So that's the grand finale. And I know it's going to be, because it's sequential, I know it's going to be, sudden. It's going to be instantaneous. And I don't think it's stopping. The force, the energy and the force that I'm generating inside of my body to push my skull back apart, my chest, my rib cage, to push everything back where it goes. It's incredible. The more of my body that works, the stronger I am, obviously. And it's a synergistic, and I understand what synergy really is now. It's all these muscles working together, being tight, being bound together, that allow us to do extraordinary feats. Now, it works on symmetry, and it works on weight distribution. Every part is important. Every hair on your head is precious. It's intelligently designed to be there. Leave it the fuck alone if you can. Look presentable or whatever, but look, man, don't go crazy, all right? Shit starts happening in your body, leave it the fuck alone, man. Grow old and be cool with it. You're fucking yourselves up. Tattoos, piercings, it all fucks your fascia up. It destroys your fascia, and it puts a massive chink in your armor. It's a giant bundle of nerves. If it gets fucked up, you're fucked. My brain didn't work. Everything on the very core of me, from my spine up through the back of my head into my brain, was all being squeezed and forced in different directions because I had no symmetry. I had no integrity to the structure itself. From head to toe, it was all corrupt. It was all damaged. From the initial incident, from the initial head injury, it just twisted me up from the inside out. Everything twisted, to my fingertips, to my tip of my toes, everywhere, all right? Elbows to asshole. I don't know why that came out of me, but fuck, man. Every part of you, sometimes the key to getting a knot out is just thinking about it. Thinking about it, but not thinking about it. It's a fucked up, situation. It's a totally different frequency. It's like, instead of being in control of my mind, I've allowed my subconscious to, I've just been observing all these thoughts going through my head, where before I was just reacting to everything. Now I can, wait, what the fuck is going on? Why did I do that? What? I clearly wasn't thinking. Why wasn't I thinking? Because my brain didn't work. My brain was hurt. Cognitively, as it loosens up and I regain neurological function, all these symptoms go away. And the range of symptoms, it's all around us. We all know people with sets of symptoms that I've experienced along the way. So my theory is, wherever you're bound up specifically is the root of your problem. You're supposed to be able to flow. Everything's supposed to move the way it's supposed to. If it doesn't, you have a restriction. Restricts flow. Body's built on flow. When you restrict the flow, you restrict electrical function. That means your nerves go dead. You restrict blood flow, which means the cells get no oxygen. And they literally die. Depending on how many knots you have in your body, and we all have knots, just how many. Some people dozens, some people hundreds, some people thousands. Every single point on your body has a potential to have a knot in it. Where any two things come together, where they rub together, where they join, where they change from one substrate to another. How we lost sight that the body is absolutely perfect just blows my mind. People think it's this like fucked up broken machine that needs to be fucked with all the time. It's crazy. It's the exact opposite. Get out of your own way. Listen to your body. Get out in the fucking sun with no sunscreen. To tolerance. And the more you do it, the higher your tolerance. So build a tolerance to things that are going to help you be healthy and live longer. Because I don't care who you are, people depend on you. You have an obligation to do something about it and quit outsourcing your decision making to people with a profit motive. See, when you're not married to the system, it's so easy to see. And if I have anything going for me, is that I abandoned all that shit long ago. I studied it long enough to realize it's all bullshit, and I went another way. I learned all these different alternative methodologies and techniques, and I saw a lot of doctors, chiropractors, alternative healers. I've seen everyone. None of them recognize the problem except for one, a network chiropractor doing light touch massage or light touch chiropractics, and all sorts of other amazing shit that just blew my fucking mind. He did it right in front of me like a fucking magician. Showed me things about the human body that I posed the question to him. He would react in a surprised way that I even knew about that, and then he would show me. He would show me how it works. And one of the last appointments, he told me, I was on the way out of the door. We just had a crazy session where I was freaking out about how I was able to somehow recreate the initial experience that I had in his office, which was the turning point. Everything was downhill until that moment. I'll tell that story later. He's the one who told me the problem was in my head. Because I'm always after the root cause. I understand you want to fix something. You get to the root cause. What's wrong with the thing? All I really knew is my head hurts. My body's all twisted up. I can't breathe. I can't control my eyes. I can't eat. I can't swallow. I can't shiver. So I can't control my body temperature. I can't stand, I can't sit, I can't lay. I can't find a comfortable position at all. I just sit there and be miserable and toss and turn and twist and ache, and people would talk to me and I would hear them talking to me, and I would, I just couldn't respond. I couldn't control my body to respond to my loved one, to my family, to my business partners. So imminent. My brain is like overwhelmed earlier with the fundamental truth that all this guilt and all this like self-destructive behavior was all a delusion. I lost my cognitive ability to think about things in a rational way. I had to teach myself logic. I realized I had enough wherewithal to realize that I didn't know the difference between what's real and what isn't, because everybody's fucking lying to me. At the end of the day, they have the same tools, the same resources that I have, biologically speaking. If they can figure shit out, guess what? I can figure shit out. And I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm right or wrong. I can know the truth about things. Unbelievable. If you really look at the difference between the liberals and I won't say all liberals, because most of them are just, they're stuck in this duality, right? But at the end of the day, the leftists, they're relativists. They don't believe in objective reality. They're mentally ill. That's mental illness. I was mentally ill once. I taught myself logic. I gave myself systems to be able to prove things using the scientific method and other tools and resources, because not every question has an answer through logic. I had to figure that out. That was fucking intense. Because right as soon as I got a grasp on what I thought reality was, using logic, math, things that were concrete, stable, unchanging, I used that as my foundation to build from, something real. What do I know? I know how I feel right now. I know 2 + 2 is 4. That's where I started. I built from there. I'm laying on a cold floor in my bathroom in my apartment. Maybe I had a seizure or something. I don't even know why I was laying on the floor. I remember thinking that this floor is cold. It's really cold. I know that. I'm fucking freezing, right? I'm not experiencing really the overall sensation of being cold, but I could feel the cold of the floor on my face, and I knew that was real. And I knew right then I could figure this out. You can know things, obviously. I don't just get to make up reality. That's if you could boil down the problem in the world right now, it's that most people, I don't even want to say most, the illusion projected by the media is that it's most people. I don't believe that, to be honest. Most people still have common sense, self-preservation, all the things they've tried to undermine. Somehow we've managed to hold on to it. Usually through trauma of some sort. Oh, fuck, that hurt. Why did that happen? Oh, that motherfucker was lying. Maybe I should have done a little more research myself and thought about it instead of just going with the flow of the status quo. The masses are always wrong. You just gotta, figure that out. You can't rely on anyone to tell you what the truth is. You can ask people what they think it is. Of course. The whole thing's crazy, man. The whole thing's crazy. I taught myself how to thinking and using logic, then I discovered the trivium. And oh shit, there are like fucking systems written about for thousands of years that contain this information on how to do exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I lacked the cognitive ability to do this at a subconscious level for whatever reason. I couldn't shiver. I couldn't control like more and more of my face and my body. I couldn't think my way out of a paper bag. So these systems, right? Study, research, tons of research. And back then there was so much more available. What we have now is like a stripped down, censored version of the internet and of information. It's sad. I figured it out. You can know things. I do know things. The truth is a real thing. You better hope you fucking understand what it is and you got a little bit of it. The thing about truth is, once you have a little bit of it, everything becomes obvious. The whole deception becomes obvious. That's why they can't ever tell you the truth about anything. Nothing. All lies. Even if they're telling the truth, they're telling it from a perspective that is disingenuous, malicious, and they take glee and pride in the fact that they're able to fuck your brain up and make you do things against your own interests. That's the whole game of being mind controlled, and until you realize that, you're a fucking slave to it. You're subject to it unless you are aware of it and you do something about it. Stop watching TV. It's another massive thing that I did. Stopped watching TV 15, 20 years ago. I was laying on the couch watching History Channel, thinking about all this crazy shit that they're fucking telling me about aliens and everything, and I sat up. Tara, my wife, she was sitting next to me, and I said, this fucking TV is controlling my mind. And I fucking unplugged it, and we've never watched TV since, really. I mean, when we're at other people's houses, things like that, but I've never owned a TV. As a family, we've never sat around and just mindlessly watch TV now, because we're living in someone else's house right now. They do watch more TV than I would like, but they watch 1940s and 50s, like old black and white westerns and shit when Clint Eastwood was like a fucking teenager. Leave It to Beaver kind of shit. Before this satanic takeover of our country. I'm sure it was all built for that purpose, and there's no escaping it, but they at least had to fake everybody out by being pure in intention, ostensibly in the beginning. Super old Disney seems to be some of it. What? The new shit's just, blatant mind control. If you don't see that. If you have a picture of you and your family with fucking Mickey Mouse ears on your heads, you're not gonna make it, dude. You're just not gonna make it. You don't understand anything. You're gonna fall for everything. Because you understand nothing. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I'm saying how it is, man. And that's the thing about the truth, is when you find some and you fucking start saying it out loud, it pisses everybody off. How can you know that that's the case? How can you know anything for sure? That's the most common response that I get, and that's why I say relativism is the goddamn devil. I don't believe in that, so I don't have to fucking worry about it. Well, does it exist or not? Because if it exists and you don't believe in it, it's only a matter of time till you get fucked. And what'd you expect, Thinking that you get to dictate reality. Whatever, dude. There's perception, there's reality. You have a perspective on reality. Hopefully it aligns. If it doesn't, people who are living in reality will fucking kick you out, dude. They'll lock you up somewhere because you're dangerous. My brain is on fire. My original point, though, was all the shit that I felt guilty about for literally 22, 25, going back to the initial injury where I got my head stomped while I was in the Marines, literally hours before I was supposed to deploy to Afghanistan. So I've let my entire battalion down. But especially my squad, my platoon, my brothers and sisters who are now going to combat, potentially. And I was supposed to be there to help them, to help protect them, and, do my part, do everything I was trained to do. Not that I was looking forward to it, but I accepted the responsibility, and I gave it my best shot. At the end of the day, it's always a woman, right? And you know what? I'm not even mad at her. I don't even blame her. She was young, naive. I don't know what she's up to now. I don't know what she's doing. I won't mention her. But I was married back then, and in the military, it's just impossible to be happily married in the military. It's unfathomably difficult. You're a trained killer. You can't have sympathy. You can't consider someone else's position on things. You have a mission. So I've carried a lot of guilt, let my homies down, and the also the female Marines that I served with who were just some of the most beautiful people. I got to know a lot of them personally, and that's what I can say about the people I served with. They were all such beautiful people, and I let them down. And that destroyed me for 22 years until the blink of an eye about 2-3 hours ago. It was gone. It was like my brain had restored cognitive function to the point where I could understand clearly what the fuck happened to me back then. I'm not angry. I'm I'm blown away at how the body works, how the brain functions. I think, I have a lot of insight from this. Not a lot of people get to reverse the damage, and there's a very specific way that this is happening for me. And I'm trying to find the right words to describe it to people in a way that they can digest and tap into, because it's the most powerful thing that I've experienced by orders of magnitude. And they'll never tell us the truth about who we really are. You have to know that God is real, and He made all this perfectly. And He made all this just for you, and you are the center of it all. It's all for you. He wouldn't make you and put you here and not give you the tools to be able to handle it. So you just gotta fucking handle it, man. There's no choice. What, are you gonna quit? He won't give us more than we can handle. And I fucking know that. I know that now. Like I know 2 + 2 is 4. And they're fucking liars, man. And it does make me angry because it's really sad what they're doing to people and how they've been able to just scramble our brains up so we can't think anymore. I just see it to different degrees in people, and how many of them are just twisted up? How many of them just have knots held together like concrete in the form of a trauma, like a splinter on your insides that you can't reach to pull it out. I've taught myself how to pull them out. And I didn't have a single example of what the fuck was happening to me until I found out about Tai Chi Fa Jin. I was just doing it intuitively, using the tools that I had gathered from the experiences that I'd had along the way, seeking the truth about how the body works and how to fix it, how to tap into the self-organizing, perfect intelligence of the body. I figured out how to get the knots out. I haven't used a single doctor, I haven't taken a single pill, I haven't done a single isolated, repetitive exercise, no structure to any of it. Sheer dedication to putting myself in an environment and in a state where healing can occur. And I just get out of the way. Since I've learned how to distinguish between truthful thoughts and anxious thoughts. That's a bit fearful, fearful thoughts, confident thoughts. That's how you have to look at it. The fearful thoughts are not you. I don't know where the fuck they come from. I don't have time for them, so I just don't listen to them. You have to be aware that there's 2 different things happening in your brain. And when the truth comes into your brain, whether it's the Holy Spirit, whatever it is, it resonates in a way that's undeniable. And there's no arguing with it. You just have to quiet all the rest of it. Pay attention to that confident voice in your head, that confident, intuitive. We're made out of this substance, it put in this specific particular order. There's all sorts of metaphysical layers to this. But at the end of the day, we are the technology that we're trying to build. We already are it. We don't have to look outside. We need to look in And once we do the inner work, everything will flow out of that. And things will be effortless to effectuate real and lasting change here. So this revival, people wanting to eat healthier, cannabis is busting out and really unlocking a lot of people's consciousnesses and really giving them some relief in their bodies that have just been poisoned beyond belief. It's changing our minds about growing our own medicine and growing our own food. So things are changing, things are happening. I've always been just a little bit ahead of the curve. There are people way ahead of me. I'm not even saying I'm that special. I'm pretty fucking special, right? But I'm not that special. There are very specific people that have helped me. They've literally saved my life. Ben Stewart, Randy Powell. All my friends and family. Especially my wife and my children. I don't know. I'm so blessed. Like, beyond reason, you know? And I'm just, hey, I'm so humbled by all of this. Like, I can't believe what just happened. I can't believe I was walking around like that. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. How did I accomplish any of the things that I accomplished with half a mind about it and a constant loss of function? I wrote it as long as I could, as hard as I could, like every man does. And every man that I run across that sees me in this condition, and the more manly they are, the more I look up to them, the more they're like, you just gotta suck it up, walk it off, keep going. They don't understand. I've been doing that. I've been doing that to a degree that I'm not comparing myself to David Goggins. That man is a fucking beast, all right? I can never do the things he did. But what he did was he pushed his body far beyond its limits, right? And he ran 100-mile marathons consistently over decades, and eventually his whole fucking situation shut down. He got so tight and so bound up that he couldn't move, couldn't think. He had to reassess his whole situation, his whole mindset on everything. But he did it. He's back. He's fucking doing it. I don't see anybody else that's been through that that's doing it. You know how he did it was his fucking mindset, and that's what he's known for. You want it, you gotta have that mindset. All these fucking fake ass alpha male pussies. We've been given a model of how to live without sin. Now, it all depends on what you think sin is. Sin is basically the rule book for living here in this specifically, perfectly designed, extremely precise fucking world that we live in. You break the rules, bad shit happens. None of it works the way it's supposed to. You fight against the truth, bad shit happens. Period. I'm not saying there'll ever be a utopia, but I'm saying, like, and we're on that wave now. Keep it going. Jump into, talk to people who've been doing the research for fucking decades. Check out Jay Dyer, Ben Stewart, Jay Dyer, Randy Powell. Just gave you 3 of the most amazing sources on how to reconnect your mind to your body and how to understand the world that you're living in and understand that it's perfect. And you're a part of that perfection, and it's all for you. You have everything you need here. You don't need anybody. You don't need anything. You have it within you. It helps to have some fucking people around you to help. Absolutely. But it's in you still. You can't take it from other people. You have to find it in yourself. You have to build it up. To move it around, to grow it, throw it in the air and catch it behind your back. do that, you're on your way. Standing barefoot in the grass with the sun on you, with as much skin exposed as publicly tolerated, privately tolerated, whatever, as much skin as you can get exposed to the sun, with your feet on the ground. Some soft green grass where you connect with the earth, not sitting on top of a bunch of grass. You're grounded. The energy from the sun go through you and help you build your chi in ways that are just extraordinary. Like you don't even... what is chi? What is ether? How important is frequency? How important is light, color, sound? It's all part of the same thing. Figure out how it works and apply it to your life, to your habits, to your worldview. And literal miracles happen. I'm not even exaggerating a little bit. We're going to win. We're going to win because what they're trying to destroy is so powerful. All we have to do is think about winning. And we win. Because we'll know how. It's making a conscious decision to live truth, basically. To make no sacrifice to figure out what that even means and how to accomplish it. You better have a spiritual guide. You better go to church. You better find somebody spiritual. And I don't mean like a guru. I mean like a priest. Not even a priest. Orthodox Christianity is... it's just where it is. It's... the logic is unbreakable. I just can't. It's the only model that makes any sense here. And it's only because it's the original, man. It's the OG. It goes back to the actual people. Jesus is the model. Jesus is the model of what happens. When you avoid sin, your life is, things just work out, man. It's like, bad things do happen to good people, but generally speaking, really bad things happen to bad people. You know what I mean? Eventually. Because they know at the end of the day what the score is. They know who they got to answer to. I know who I answer to. I haven't been this relaxed in 20-something years. Probably never in my entire life, to be honest. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is the end. I can move my head pretty much where I want. My clarity of thought is almost impeccable at the moment. I've gone through bursts of this, my mind being on fire, usually when discovering some new truth, and I feel like stimulating new neural pathways in my damaged brain. Like it's broken, but I'm still trying to use it, and that forced me to create new pathways, like any other muscle. Neurogenesis, right? Logic is your best friend, man. But again, there's things that don't adhere to logic that you just have to. You have interpersonal skills, right? I mean, it does boil down to treat other people the way you want to be treated. At the end of the day, that's pretty much how it is. But forgiveness for yourself as much as for the other person. or even if purely for selfish reasons, I think forgiveness is the answer. Get it how you can get it. Just do it. Because you're not perfect. You fuck people over, even if unintentionally. You've come short of the glory. You've disappointed. You have regret. Doesn't matter what other people are doing. You do you, right? It's the whole thing. Through understanding objective reality and coming to the harsh realization that most people are completely fucking lost in the sauce and have their own selfish motivations because of it, because they have no grounding, nothing to hold on to, no reason to do right. They don't even consider right to be right. Everything's arbitrary. Right is what they think it is at any given moment about any given subject. It's ridiculous. But that's where I started. Everything's subjective. Everything's... When I constantly made a decision, I had to figure out what the fuck is going on. That's where I started. Everything's random. There's no sense to the world whatsoever. And my journey to now has been a steady progression through coming to the realization that I was 100% wrong about everything. 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 I didn't get a single thing right. I was just a good person. Thankfully, some good shit happened. Some bad shit happened. Some good shit happened. And who knows, maybe this was a great thing, because the knowledge that I have right now, the situation that I find myself in right now, I can't say that it's not the most valuable thing in the world. What would you pay for the ability to heal yourself? Because that's ultimately what I'm doing. I'm only going to the doctor to get documentation so that I can see the inside of my body. I can feel it, and I know. But you know what? Nobody believes me. The doctors call me crazy, so whatever. I got to get some pictures. I got to go back and try to make a claim against the actual injury that went undiagnosed and untreated back in the military while I was on active duty during wartime. So, hopefully I'll get some relief. And I'll get some compensation for all the suffering that I've done since. Because at the end of the day, it was 6 Marines that did this to me. From the battalion right next to me at K-Bay. 3rd Marines. Bunch of fucking grunts. High and tight idiots wearing their combat boots out in town. That's who stomped my fucking head in. I don't even know if they got punished. I tried to bring it up. I tried to make them understand it was completely unreasonable and unwarranted. And that, you know, my fucking head hurts, man. My jaws hurt. Everything, my back hurts. My legs hurt. Everything hurts. They were so angry with me that I missed my deployment. They didn't give a fuck. So, I'm going to end this because I only have a gigabyte left. I got to upload while I'm here. And if it tells me that the fucking video doesn't, there's an error and y'all don't catch all this, I'm going to be so fucking mad. Oh my God. So, cross your fingers.